What's happening, everyone? James Lynch here. A number of fighters took to social media yesterday to react to all the news for UFC 324 and UFC 325. And by the way, if you haven't seen it, I have a ton of videos on those fight announcements under the reaction playlist. But let's start first with Arman Tsarukyan, someone that a lot of people sympathized with the fact that they made the Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett interim title fight. A lot of people feel like Arman should be next. I'm in agreement here. Arman taking to social media and saying, make it make sense. And you just look at the fan support here. A lot of people are on his side. A lot of people are feeling your pain right now. Too great to be denied. We got obviously one moron in there, but most of the people in the comments here are agreeing. We got a guy here saying, I apologize on behalf of Hunter Campbell and Dana White. So you can just see the support, because I think what it really boils down to is the fact that, yes, Justin and Gaethje is going to be Justin and Paddy is going to be a fun fight, but Arman's going to be the toughest test for Ilya at 155. I think that's why we want to see this fight next. And frankly, Arman's earned it. You could say, okay, he messed up his opportunity at UFC 311, but that's why he took the Dan Hooker fight. He gets the win in dominant fashion. He should be next. I know they need big fights to make for the Paramount card, but why does Gaethje and Pimblett need to be for an interim title? Just make the fight and then have Arman there as well. And then if the timing works out, pick one of them. I mean, it should be Arman, but that's kind of my thoughts and everything. So Arman, again, taking to social media saying, make it make sense. And even before this, I didn't react to the fight, but he talks about, Ilya, in this interview, basically talking about wanting to fight Paddy and Islam and not mentioning Arman. So Arman voicing his frustrations on the whole situation right now. And I sympathize with him because Arman's in the prime of his career right now. He should be fighting for the title next. And instead, we're getting a fight that a lot of fans are not too happy about. So that's Arman Tsarukyan. Okay, the other announcement we had yesterday, which I think is equally bad, if not worse, was the rematch they made between Diego Lopez and Alex Volkanovski at UFC 325. Is especially bad because you have two contenders waiting in the wings in Lerone Murphy and Movsar Evloev that should be fighting for the title instead. So here's Lerone Murphy's response to the matchup. He says, missing the opportunity to fight one of the featherweight goats is what hurts me the most. It's not who's the best anymore. It's about who is the most popular. And Aljamain Sterling coming to the defense of Lerone Murphy as well. Even Sterling's got a case too, right? Like, he's a former champion at bantamweight. He's got a couple wins in the weight class. He says, I agree with Lerone. Even if I didn't get it, him or Movsar should have been the guy. Movsar got passed over by Lopez once, and he gets another opportunity for gold. Fair play to Lopez, but you can see why guys start to lose love for the game. Cold world. And I totally agree. Like, there's no reason to make this fight. And I mentioned this yesterday in the video. It's so short-sighted of the UFC to book Lopez so quickly for this rematch, because what if he loses again? Right? Like, you're banking on Volkanovski retiring on like a good timeline here. Like, this could delay Lopez's career if he loses again, because he's not going to get a third opportunity to fight Volk unless the fight's controversial or there's some weird finish. But I totally agree with Sterling. And look, I know Sterling gets a lot of flack from the fans. I was very critical of his comments on Tom Aspinall, but he's 100% right here. Listen, I know there's an entertainment factor to the sport. I know Diego Lopez and Volk's going to be an exciting fight, but you can't just ignore two contenders. Like, I could see if it was one, but there's two clear-cut contenders fighting that should be fighting for the belt next, and they've been passed over. And Sterling didn't stop there, because you see him retweet a lot of comments regarding this title fight as well, coming in here. Talking about it's up to the fans to start complaining about this nonsense. It's obvious the fighters can't do anything, but they fight who they offer us. The UFC caters to you fans. Do you guys want merit or popularity in these marquee fights? Speak on it, all of you, which I agree as well. If you don't like a fight, be vocal about it on social media. Anytime the UFC posts something, let them know, like, you're not happy with these fights. The problem is, there's two problems. Number one, the UFC, people are still buying tickets no matter what the card is, obviously, because they keep putting these cards on, certain cards. I mean, again, 324 is a good card, not a great card, but people are still going to pay for it. And two, there's fans that will defend the UFC at all costs. There's people I saw yesterday on my timeline talking about how, Lerone Murphy only beat Pico, he doesn't deserve it. Or, Movsar Evloev, he doesn't finish fights. Like, these types of arguments. There's just fans that no matter what, the UFC could arrange a hit on someone and there'd be fans standing up and going, well, he deserved it. That's just how fans are. There's just some fans that no matter what the UFC does, they back them. They think every decision they make is great. And then they do the whole, well, like, you think you know better than the UFC. No, I've watched the sport for, over a decade. I know, what is good, what isn't. I also know that you got to treat this fight as a sport. So if anything, I want to see better fights. And I feel like these UFC marks will defend bad fights no matter what. So there we go. But Sterling's 100% right here. He then, retweets the Ariel Helwani tweet saying, next time you're told we make the best fights, remember this moment. Gaethje Paddy, Volk Diego, Islam Usman. And good on Ariel for speaking out on this. I totally agree. And people will call Ariel, he's always anti-UFC. No, these aren't good fights. These are not fights that should be made. I totally agree here with Ariel, with Sterling, everyone here. He says 100%, 110% is not what it used to be. I ride for the company, but this shit is beyond frustrating. I get their point of view, but stop saying we give the fans the fights we want to see. Make the best fights to fight the best. It's way more frequent now and extremely hard to ignore, especially in your weight class. So there we go. Very upset with that too. Let's see. It's sad to see, especially as athletes that work so damn hard and not knowing you'll be enough to get your rightful opportunities. All I ask is the fans' voices be heard. Again, I don't blame Lopez for taking it. I just feel like the first title fight, and that's the thing, the first fight wasn't close. Like I've even seen some people argue that, oh, well, he dropped Volk. If you look at the stats, and you know what, let's go look at them one more time. Because again, people just want to ignore actual facts. The best thing we can do outside of me showing the highlights is looking at the stats from the first fight. Again, if you look at Volkanovski and Lopez, the strike differential was huge. It wasn't close. 158 to 63. That is not a close fight. 1 takedown, 0 takedowns. That's not close. Look at the rounds. Volk's in red. He was ahead on all the cards. And again, I mean, no disrespect to Diego Lopez. I like Diego Lopez a lot. I think he's awesome. He just doesn't deserve this opportunity right now. So yeah, just wanted to point that out. And then, yeah, Sterling continuing to just retweet other fans that are upset by this. The UFC is looking losing legitimacy quick. The belt no longer feels like you're fighting the best. Shout out to my guy, Mike Heck. I agree with him here. I truly can't believe this is happening. Movsar and Murphy should be livid. If I'm Aljo, I'm a bit annoyed too. Jake Gerber, shout out to Jake, who does some great content. Now, right here is an absolute disgrace. They're hoping that one of the greatest of all time gets knocked out. He's 100% right. I mean, this could not be more obvious that the UFC badly wants Diego Lopez as champion, and it's understandable. Exciting fighter. He's Brazilian, but he also represents Mexico. Like, that caters to a lot of markets the UFC likes. He's young. He's in the prime of his career. Volk's on his way out. Let's be honest, right? And that's not a disrespect to Volk. That's just his age and where he's at in his career. So there we go. So I like Diego, but outclassed by Volk for 25 minutes. Facts. Yes, a great win over Silva. That doesn't mean you get thrown in a rematch like this. Correct. And like I said yesterday, I could understand them giving Lopez the title shot if there was no other available contenders, but there's 2 of them. So it doesn't make sense. What the UFC did to Volk will be treated like this. It should have been Lerone or Movsphere, who are on win streaks. Big bullshit. Good call here, Jake Gerber. Go follow Jake, by the way. He does some great work. Andrew Gombas, one of the best in the business when it comes to betting. Volk decisively beat Lopez, and his reward is sitting out for 10 months and getting to fight Lopez again. LOL. Totally agree. Andrew, good call there. Why did neither of these two get a shot at Volk? Matchmaking makes no sense. So Sterling just going on a tie right here, and I don't blame him here. I mean, Sterling's getting up there in his career. He's accomplished a lot. I don't know how much longer he's going to fight. Say it like it is. Don't worry about what the UFC is going to think. Casual MMA, what a disgrace to our sport. Diego Lopez got absolutely schooled in their last fight, and there's several other deserving contenders. Yeah, so you just kind of see here, I really dislike this rematch. Lopez does not deserve the rematch, etc. Yeah, so lots of people not happy. And the last sort of tweet I wanted to mention here, I mean, this is when you know, like, you've just pretty much given up on anything. Movsar Evloev should be out here complaining, but I think even he knows now, it's like the UFC just does not like him for whatever reason, I guess because he doesn't finish fights. It's just terrible the way they're treating him right now. So he's not even looking at like saying like this isn't fair. He's looking to the next step. He just wants to fight. Like, that's how bad things are now, that Evloev hasn't even, like, I don't even think he tweeted anything about Lopez getting the fight when he easily could have. He's not even doing that. He's just, he doesn't even, see, he even says it here. Nobody deserves anything in this game. Well, that's back in September. But here, he says it should be Lerone Murphy. I will give you an opportunity to fight number 1 contender. Tell your people I'm ready to fight me on the same card as the championship. That's the smart move right now. Play the hand you're dealt. Murphy and Evloev should be on the Volk card. That's smart. If there's an injury, something happens, heaven forbid it doesn't. Well, I mean, I think in the case of a lot of people, they hope an injury does happen to Diego Lopez so we can get a different fight. But yeah, that's the move. Put Lerone Murphy and Evloev on the card. But kind of what I was summarizing up here, like, Evloev knows, like, things are so bad right now in the UFC and the treatment of certain fighters that Evloev's not even pushing back on saying he deserves the shot. He's now looking ahead and saying, listen, Lerone Murphy, fight me, because, like, there's nothing I can do. Even he knows that. So there you go. A lot of fighters, a lot of fans unhappy with the matchmaking from the UFC, and I think it's very much justified. So let me know in the comments what you think of some of the matchups that are made. What do you think of some of the responses here from the fighters? I would love to hear from you. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, @Lynch on Sports. My name is James Lynch. Appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.